Hello, my dear family. Good day. I recollect some decades ago when our daughter was about 12 years old. She had requested from us to pay a visit to some of her friends, and I was expecting that she would come back at about 6 o'clock. By 6, I was watching out, and this was when we did not have the phones. By 7, there was no sign of her. I looked up and down the street. I was beginning to get frantic because we had just moved from a neighborhood to a new neighborhood that was not really too conversant with. And she came in at about 7:30. By then I had lost, all calmness. The moment she got into the compound, you know how a woman would behave. I was just screaming at the top of my voice, kilo de lataro, kilo. But my husband just stood watching, tapped me on the shoulder, and signaled to me that we should go into the house. We came in, and he said, dealing with a teenager is different from dealing with somebody that is not yet in their teens. And one of the things he said to me that has helped me over the years and helped me to navigate her teenage years was that it is not right for a parent to correct a teenager in the open. Coming into teenage years, for the youth, they think that being a teenager means they're already adults. And so, as we say, they form. There's a swagger. There's a swag about them. But you see, some days later, I called my daughter into the room and we sat together. And of course, by then she had explained what happened. She had run into her aunt as she was going out, so her aunt ended up driving her to all the places she wanted to go on that day. They had fun together. And since there was no way they could reach us, the aunt said, listen, there's no problem. I'll get you home. Her aunt dropped her outside, saw the father, but I did not even wait for anything before I burst out. It was when I got in that my husband told me, oh, before you came out, my sister had dropped her outside the gate. As we sat discussing, my daughter and I, she was wondering why I was getting so frantic. And I told her, I said, there's something I learned from my mother, that she said, Oru omoeni owo. That is, the night does not allow, the darkness of the night does not allow us to know the difference between the honorable and those that are not as honorable as we expect. That is, in the night, everybody looks the same. Honor is not visible in the night. And so it's always safe to move around when you know that you can see far ahead of you, you can see around your surroundings, and you are not exposed to danger. We settled it that day, and she ended up sharing it with her friends. And we agreed that anytime she went out, she would try as much as possible to come in before the day would get dark. Not even very dark, would get very dark. And so, my dear teenager, my dear youth, perchance you are watching this video, and your parents are encouraging you to get in or return home at what we call honorable time, and you're wondering, why are you so frantic? Why are you so worried? The issue is you never can tell. If the car was destined to break down that day, if you were to leave where you had gone to in good enough time, if that car will still break down, it would have broken down in daytime, and it would be easier for people to stop and to help. In the night, you cannot actually assess properly the people that you are coming across. The people that we move around with, there's a way they assess us. Some might say it really doesn't matter, but let us know that the seeds we sow today will reap the harvest in future. My dear youth, what you think is the ranting of a parent is actually the sincere love being expressed in a way that you might not be able to understand at your level. Time will tell. Listen to your parents and their parent. There's a way we can actually pass on the information from child to child. The Lord will help us. And as we continue, we'll be able to navigate together, handling our youths and teenagers. God bless you. In Jesus' name, I'll jerry àwọn ọmọ wa lórúkọ Jésù. Àmín o. Ó dìgbà.